I was actually going to talk for a moment since I actually looked through some YouTube videos and some of them cut off the very beginning, a couple of seconds. So, again, hello! I know it's the day after Halloween, but we're going to be making a spooky recipe from the Necronomnomnom, which is an eldritch cookbook. All of the recipes are basically laid out as spells and rituals, so there's actually a bit of a puzzle process to figuring out how to make them properly. But we have figured this one out in the past. We're making the Cthus-cous, which is delicious. So I am going to need to cut up some red pepper for this, and while I'm doing that, Jesse is going to start making homemade pesto. Tell him how it's done.
Basil leaves, olive oil, and pine nuts in a blender. So step one is to find out how many basil leaves you have. Which will take a while. I'm just going to pluck all the basil leaves. Apparently basil stems are no good, so you don't use them.
Yes, basil stems are not great. This recipe calls for roasted, chopped red peppers.
But that's hard.
So I'm going to just end up sauteing them. If you have more wherewithal than I do at the moment, roasting red peppers is pretty easy. You can either put them on like a cookie sheet and broil them in your oven. If you have a gas stove, you can just put them right on the burner and rotate them regularly. That works out pretty well. If you don't have any of those options, sauteing them works real good too. That's part of why I'm going to be sauteing. How's your day going, Jesse?
My day is...
Part of the reason that I don't have a lot of wherewithal today is we spent Halloween cutting down a dead tree in our yard.
The in our yard is important.
In our yard is important there, yes.
Our tree. Not some random tree.
Or at least cutting down most of it.
So this is a cup, which is half of what it says.
Okay.
So I don't need a fourth cup of other stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Blender. Cup of basil leaves. Fourth cup of pine nuts.
And you do not need to toast pine nuts for making basil. You can if you want to.
For making pesto.
For making pesto. You can if you want to. And your end result will be better for it. But,
we don't want to.
we don't want to right now.
Now, if you're going to use pine nuts to make meatloaf, you definitely toast.
Or to make meatballs, yeah. Either is good. Okay, that's just a little bit over a third a cup of red pepper. So I am going to move off the camera. Get that in a frying pan over medium heat. What I will end up doing a little bit later is actually just mincing the rest of that and freezing it, so I have red pepper whenever I want it.
Loud noise. And suck. That's not a lot of stuff. So it's not going to chop well at all.
So I should should probably turn the camera up a little bit so they can see you fighting with the blender.
I'm fighting with it. I know exactly how to beat it. It just requires time.
Oh, that's true.
More olive oil.
I was just going to recommend that as well. Off of screen, I am just sauteing the red pepper bits. I like to really mince the red pepper for recipes that we do.
You're not the biggest fan of it.
Well, no, I am. I just don't like the big crunchy bits.
You like them nice and soft and
Yep. There it is.
So an extra plug of olive oil, and then it turns into pesto.
Smell like pesto. That does smell like pesto.
Okay. What next?
Okay, you can check out the recipe for us.
Can't get your phone.
There.
Let's see.
It's just mix everything else together and serve. Okay. So, would you like to move the red pepper around while I mince for a bit?
Yes.
That's what that. As I said, I like having bits of red pepper just ready to go. What I'll often do is just grab a spoonful of frozen red pepper minced bits out of the container in the freezer to add them to like an omelet or whatnot. Because prepping the food is honestly the timing part. Yeah. Well, prepping the food is the reason that I end up not using the food sometimes. I just don't want to deal with it. Should I use this container, by the way, or something smaller?
No, that one should be fine.
Okay. Let's take the old label off. So,
Not showing the sauce anymore.
yeah. So sauteing the red pepper should take a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesse. Oh, someone is asking, where's Jessie? She's actually off screen. Here. I can. Oop. I might have killed the camera doing that.
Yeah,
Whoops.
it certainly looks to that.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
You very much killed it. That's
I
okay.
very much killed the
You
camera.
can use that.
That was weird. Let's try that again. Nope. Okay. Guess I'm using this one.
Yes, you're using that.
But
Tilt it down so they can see
Yeah.
you.
uh,
And keep chopping.
but Jesse you can come on over on screen for a second. See.
Hi.
There we go. Jeez.
And getting a nice char on all of our dice things.
Yes. Since you're doing the more interesting job,
My job's almost done.
well, see, can tilt that for a second. That is a nice char you're getting on all of the red peppers.
Can't tilt down
Yeah. So once she is done sauteing the red peppers, we will start making the couscous. Now, the original recipe calls for the large Israeli or curl couscous, and it is delicious like that. But I want to give the small stuff a try at the moment. So we're going to try out a different version of the recipe. And the small stuff also takes less time to cook. Okay. Speaking of which, so using a cup of couscous. So let's see here. Cup of couscous, cup of water. Just I'll need. Do you want to grab a cup of water? I'll take that measured cup. Thank you. That's a half cup.
Yeah.
Aren't we making a full cup of couscous?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just fill it up twice.
Well, that's... Or I can just grab the whole cup. You can start boiling the water and put the lid on.
Our couscous is going to taste like charred red pepper because I'm boiling water all the brown bits off.
Sorry, someone is asking something in chat. Someone is asking if you can pat me on the back and say you ain't going anywhere and laugh. So,
No?
okay. Sorry, person in chat, while we're doing this, Jessie says no. But she did have the laugh for you. Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, the pan was really hot.
The pan was really hot, right. Okay. Couscous. You want to shake that up and then take it off the heat and let it stand for 5 minutes. You okay?
Yeah.
You slid it over the heat?
I slid it over the heat and then put my arm over the heat. That's very, very hot.
Yes. Fire indeed hot. That's okay. So,
Okay.
while that is cooking, we can prep all the other things. So, all of the other things are a drained can of tuna.
Which I am not giving Bella.
Yes. Usually we give our cat a little bit of the tuna, but she has been a little unwell, so. So if you hear a cat in the background complaining at us, it is her being upset that we're not giving her tuna. That being said, she's taking a nap at the moment, so. You did a really good job with those red peppers, by the way, Jessie. Those look nice. Show off the red peppers. Smells delicious. What is it? Spoon will be helpful. Did you set a timer or anything?
No.
Okay. Well, let's assume it's been a minute on the couscous.
Yeah.
I will just keep on mincing.
And a tablespoon of capers.
Yes. It's been a while since we've done anything with capers.
Mm-hmm. Partly. That's when you have an open jar of capers.
I suppose having an open jar of capers does encourage one to do recipes involving capers. Do you need a hand to get it open?
Yes.
Okay, can you wait just a second? There's better. Jessie is also going to be putting
corn and black olives.
Yes, corn and black olives and hers. And there's Bella wanting food. Wow, these capers. The answer to can I open these might actually be no. There it goes. Whoop.
It's okay. You can wash the floor.
Also wash off the sugar things.
1 tablespoon of capers. For anybody who hasn't eaten capers, they're salty and delicious. And they keep well in the fridge for a long time.
They do. They do keep for a rather long time. That will go in the freezer. Jessie will be adding the corn and olives to hers because I'm not the biggest fan. I know, Bella.
Honey.
Poor little kitty. Yes, we are monsters for not giving you our food, aren't we? Oh, it also calls for... Actually, I'm going to go a little bit light on the lemon
We
juice.
go light on the lemon juice. Yes.
Even from the recipe, I want to go a little light, if that's okay. You want to mix the lemon juice into the whole thing before you start?
Well, the lemon juice needs to go in with the
Yeah,
couscous.
So we'll, what do you call it? Yeah, we'll mix it all up, and then you can dish out your or split it in half. So I'm doing about half a tablespoon of lemon juice for this.
Make the lemon juice go bad. We've got lime.
Yeah, lemon juice. Weird. Weird. Okay.
Kind of difficult for lemon juice to go bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, lime in the fridge.
You can also do it without the. What do you call it? We can also do it without the citrus stuff.
Well, that would be weird.
Okay.
We need some.
Okay, I'm doing just a tiny bit of lime. Then.
Yeah. Is the lime okay?
Hard to tell.
Smells like lime.
Smells like lime. Okay. Tastes like lime. I'm just gonna do just a little bit. You can mix that up real good. Okay. Next comes the couscous. Whoosh. I'm going to put a hot pad down. And then fluff it a minute. Or at least break it up. So I can flush it.
Well, you flip with a fork.
Ah, there's the problem. Yes. My unwillingness to get a different piece of silverware. That should be fine.
Yeah.
Couscous. Do it in a way that people can see what's happening. There we go. And then we can pesto it to taste if you would like.
Well, if that enough couscous and not enough pesto, that's probably accurate.
Probably. I should have you do this. Maybe
That's fine.
a larger bowl would be more helpful for adding the That's very good so far. Okay. Now, let me take the plate off. Thank you, Jen. Get that mixed up real good. Show off the Cthus-cous.
It looks much more impressive with the Israeli type.
It does look more impressive when you see it really tight, but I have a feeling this is going to be very delicious
Oh,
also.
yes. It'll taste just right. It's just going to look kind of nutty.
Yeah.
Very unbroken pieces.
Okay, well, yeah, so I can tilt the camera down and show off the Cthus-cous. But also, we appreciate you joining us today. For everyone that joined us, hope to see you next time.